Hi, my name is Randy Carpadus, and this is Ludo, one of the dogs in Sanctuary here. That's Duchess behind me, but more on her in a minute. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Silk Road Rare Livestock Guardian Dog Breed Rescue, a 501c3 that includes the sanctuary at Silk Road Station, and we need your help. I literally learned how to walk holding onto a Great Pyrenees named Pharaoh, who belonged to our neighbor. Being both a guardian and a wanderer, he used to watch over me by taking me on his adventures. This sparked my family's interest in Great Pyrenees, and we got our first one in 1967. We produced our first litter in 1969 and took in the first of many rescues of my youth. I've been involved in livestock guardian dog breeds and breed rescue ever since. Also, I'm a retired third generation firefighter, so you could say that rescue is in my blood. Livestock guardian dogs, commonly known as LGDs, are specific breeds of dogs especially developed over the last several thousand years to protect livestock from predators such as bears, wolves, coyotes, and the like, and are still used on every continent around the world today. They are used to protect everything from the traditional sheep and goats to cattle, poultry, grapes and fruit from deer and bear, fairy penguins, believe it or not, and in some countries, prisons and military bases. The most commonly known LGD breed, and the one that most people would recognize, would be the Great Pyrenees. There are about 50 LGD breeds in the world, most of which are extremely rare. Though some of the more well-known breeds, such as the Great Pyrenees, have also been adopted as household companions for over a century, and thus somewhat easier to live with and own, though still not the breed for everyone. The more rare breeds, such as the ones we deal with and their close kin, are relatively new to being pets or working small holdings, can be more independent and assertive, such as Ludo is, and thus can prove to be more of a challenge for the first-time giant breed or average pet owner. This is often the reason they end up in rescue. They're usually good dogs, just owned by people not prepared for them. This is where Silk Road Rescue comes in. There are a lot of rescues for the more common breeds you all know, but few to none for the rarer ones, especially for the LGD breeds that originated along the old Silk Road route and its branches. We deal in breeds like the Caucasian Ocharka, which is what Ludo is, Central Asian Ocharkas, Armenian Gampers, and the like. Here are two of the dogs that are currently in sanctuary here, along with our co-founder, Carrie. First up, I'd like to meet Siranush, which means sweet love in Western Armenian. She's a Caucasian Ovcharka, just like Ludo, which is a rare LGD breed from the Caucasus region north of Turkey. She is 7 months old and is a pituitary dwarf, meaning she has dwarfism due to hormone issues, which she is under treatment for. She weighs in at 60 pounds, but should weigh between 90 and 98 at this age and be over a third again as big. She was rescued from a horrific hoarding neglect situation in Nevada and was very sick when we rescued her. Frequent vet trips have been and will continue to be part of her life. Next to him is Duchess. She's an 8.5-year-old Great Pyrenees Karakachan mix. The Karakachan is an extremely rare Bulgarian LGD breed. She was 14 months old when we rescued her. She'd been chained up most of her life, was starving to death, and had 95% full body mange along with a skin yeast infection. She should have weighed 90 pounds, but only weighed 45 pounds when she came here. And that included the rocks in her stomach. It took a lot of work and about a dozen vet visits to get her healthy, but it has been worth it. So why do we need your help? My job was outsourced at a time when I'm also aging out of the job market. As a result, I've had to go into foreclosure, and with it, we're facing the likely loss of our home and rescue facility, the sanctuary, and our only foster home, which has seen somewhere over 300 foster dogs in the years we've been here. We've about 2 months to move unless something changes. Well, the best thing for the dogs and us would be to stay here as we're set up for rescue. Saving this place is a long shot, as it would take just under $300,000 to do so. And due to the changes in the housing market, we won't make enough off the sale of this place to be able to buy another home to move the rescue to. So we need to find another piece of land locally, find and move an older mobile home to it, and build the infrastructure for Silk Road, such as a well, kennels, grooming facility, and such. For this, we estimate we'll need at least $150,000 plus whatever GoFundMe fees. It's because of these beautiful dogs and their need that I'm asking for your support to save and expand Silk Road Rescue and to help us continue to rescue and rehabilitate these rare dogs or to provide them for the sanctuary for the rest of their life. Without your help, we will have to close, and some of the dogs we have here won't be able to be rehomed. Thank you for your donations and for sharing this link with anyone you know who loves animals.